Hi, my name's Emily Wood. I'm the course leader on BA Graphic Design at Camberwell. I'm going to talk to you about the course here at Camberwell. I'm a graphic designer and a teacher. Camberwell College has a mixture of design and fine art courses. And here on graphic design, we think that graphic design has an important role to play in contemporary life, both currently and looking into the future. So we take an experimental and expanded view of graphic design. We're really interested in communication, how we communicate and who we communicate to. To do that, we use Camberwell's excellent workshops across the building, and we have a wide range of network of graphic designers in London who come in to both teach and run workshops and visit at various points. So in the first year, we look at core graphic design skills, type design, typography, image making, layout, publishing. Here's some examples of projects. Students have been given a building to design a typeface about. This is Southwark Cathedral, and Alexandra designed a typeface inspired by the shape of the windows and then made a type specimen. Later in the year, we move into publishing. So here we're using type and image. We look at different ways of printing, so from printmaking, Riso, digital print, and we cover all the Adobe publishing software to create published outcomes, which can be either print or digital. In the second year, we start to ask students to answer more difficult questions. So these are an expanded and experimental approaches to graphic design. Some examples of projects are a collaboration project, which we do with other design courses at Camberwell. Students work in a team to really understand what different disciplines can bring to solving our contemporary issues. We also offer students opportunities to work with external organisations. This is a project which a local charity who supports immigrants with housing worked with us on, and students looked at ideas of home and made responses to that. And the end of second year, we look at the history of graphic design and think about who is included and who's been missed out. We encourage students to make work based on their research of perhaps missed out areas of design from the canon. And this leads us into third year, which is getting you ready for work. It's a mixture of design research projects, a longer piece of writing, which could be a dissertation or a report, and professional practice skills, which include website, portfolios, and then finally the degree show. So this is some examples of design research projects. This is Harmony's project. She was looking at reading when you have dyslexia and designing typefaces to communicate what it feels like. Robin was working on a branding project. They were looking at soap and more sustainable ways of making soap, and then more sustainable ways of packaging soap, and then carrying that over into a bigger branding project. Denisa spent a year in CCI, the Creative Computing Institute, and then came back in final year and was really interested in how designers could use AI in their design practice. And then on the right, here's some physical computing that she was working on. And Lillian, in her final year, made graphic design outcomes. These are biscuits which have advice. And as you eat them, there's small pieces of advice inside. And she also worked on and won a live brief that we had that year, which was for Miraval Wines, and her work and 30 other pieces of work were exhibited at the ICA at a wine tasting event. So for your applications, we're looking for you to make a personal statement, and you also need to submit a portfolio. We have a contextual admissions process, which helps us to understand your personal circumstances and background. Also on the course, as I've mentioned already, there are live project briefs, which come in from external organisations, work placements, which are usually carried out through the Diploma in Professional Studies, which is a year out in industry between second and third year. The Creative Computing Institute takes students for a year in between second and third year, where they can either study creative computing or an Apple programming course. Students have an opportunity to go on exchanges and study abroad using the Turing scheme. And all through your time at UAL and beyond, you have access and advice from the UAL Careers and Employability team. After graduating, students go on to have many different creative careers. Of course, some of them end up working further on perhaps a hobby they have and might move into, for example, we have a graduate who set up a bakery. So not only creative careers, but using your creativity to carry on your outside interests. So what should you do now? You need to read the course webpage, where you'll get a clear overview of the course. Please visit us. Look at the Portfolio Advice webpage. Apply using ucas.com. You could use the scholarship search tool to see if there's any financial support available, and international support applicants could see if there is a UAL representative in your country. Here are some further pieces of information. Thank you very much.